What's going on, guys? Zakk here from MurderDrone. Just figured I'd pop on and break down a little bit of what went into this track, Waterfall of Needles, and future plans with the MD camp and all that good stuff. So, to break it down, when Ian asked me officially to join the band, he had already written like 98%, 95% of that track musically. He had all the beat, all the tempos down, the riff writing, everything was just put together. And granted, when I came in, there was much more tweaking that was done on his part, but like the meat and potatoes of the song was already done instrumentally, right? So he had sent me over like a rough draft of that track instrumentally, and I just over the course of weeks and months just listened to it religiously and digested it, and basically going into that headspace of because I think we both truly wanted this song to just be a UFC ring absolute fighter of a song. Basically I would say it's a throwdown song. Just a fun throwdown banger, and that's what we really wanted to come in here and just just right out the gate just give it a heavy slammer song, and I'm pretty confident, and I feel very happy with how this song was executed and how it sounds and the feel it gives it. It's very much an arena song, as I like to put it. Arena, as in a fight arena. Like fight music. As that's like the genre I created mentally for what we're doing. But anyway, uh, so as I was listening to this track and digesting it, his writing is very much fast, punchy, very noise gatey, just like hit release hit release hit release hit release. There's not much there's not much carry out. There's not much it's very cut. So getting into that headspace, lyrically, I wanted to like because the only way you could really lyrically do this kind of song is by kind of riding the riff lyrically. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like an Ozzy style, like with Iron Man or Paranoid, or you got the riff, and then Ozzy's riding the riff, lyrically, vocally, instead of singing over it, because you can't. I couldn't sing over the riffs. It just wouldn't. Because then you're fighting, you're competing. With a song like this, you're competing against the riffs. So it was very much, if you actually listen to it, it's very much like a jivey kind of like climb. So lyrically, I was like, okay, well, I want to create something that just complements the riff, where vocally it can simultaneously go hand in hand. So for most parts, or for at least a few parts, there is plenty of sections where it's just piggybacking off of that riff, and as far as the breakdowns are so. His breakdowns, and they're just so. They just get the floor moving. They're very jumpy, very bob and weave kind of, and his whole riff writing is very bob and weave. It's very bob weave. It's a 1-2 punch, bob weave, bob weave. There's like a certain dance to it that very new age metal, very new age in my lifetime, very much like hardcore metalcore style. Very Kubla Khan-y, very like Hatebreedy kind of devastated style. Musicianship really. And then you got bands like the list goes on, but anyway, that's really, so I had to get in that headspace, and I think it came out well. I'm very happy with it, and vocally for me, it's you know my distorted range is very much hardcore, very heavily relies on hardcore elements. Basically, what I'm doing is, not to, I could go on forever, but what I'm doing is using my natural voice and just adding like a scratchy, like growly tone over my voice. And when I'm doing that, they're simultaneously working together. So it's not like high pitched screams and guttural lows and pig squeals and all that. It's just kind of like it's like a hammer. A lot of bands, again like Hatebreed and Kublai Khan and again Devastated. Those are like the top three that are coming to mind as far as the vocalization goes. Who else? Sepultura. Very much like a hammer that has been the same way for thousands of years that does the same thing and it doesn't have to be changed. It's like a one lane road and you just go. And that's pretty much what I'm doing and what I plan on carrying out. But also for the MD camp, we are just getting started and we are already in the works for a new track. So, and not only that, but we have so much to offer. Like, as far as the expansion goes on our musical ability and our taste and what we have to offer. We have so many big plans as far as, again, musically stylings go. So uh, we're already, already in the works for a new track. I mean, and to piggyback off of what Ian said, I probably should have started with this. Play this song in your car because you play it on your phone, dude. You're listening to it through a tiny speaker, and the everything isn't equal, and some things are overpowering other things, and it sounds like dog shit through a phone. You play it through a car, it's like you took a moving blanket off of the speaker. You took a blanket off of the bass drum and a moving blanket off of the cabinets. It's just like a whole different opens everything up. So thank you guys for checking out the track Waterfall of Needles. If you haven't checked it out, crank it up in your car. I promise it sounds so much better in the car. Like, so much better. So crank it up in your car on the way to work. Uh, Give us your feedback, man. Cheers. Appreciate it.